Morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are joining me from. My name is Maria Malik, and I am your corporate speaking coach. So thank you so much for being here. We have a very long and hopefully informative live for you today. I'm going to try to keep it short because I know everyone's probably busy, but I want you guys to be able to take as much information from these as possible. So do stay tuned. If you can, take some notes because we have a list of 10 things or 10 ways to introduce yourself at a networking event that we are going to go over today. So before we start, before anything, I do want you guys to let me know in the chat box, how many of you are introverts here? Do say introvert if you are an introvert. If you are an extrovert, please say extrovert. I know there's a couple of extroverts that follow me here on LinkedIn as well. I think it's great. There's so much that we can all learn from each other. So awesome to have all of my extroverted friends here as well. But please do let me know again in the chat box, introvert or extrovert. I'd like to see who you are. If you are an introvert, I would love to also invite you guys to join my waitlist if you are someone that is looking to get better at public speaking, at meetings, at networking events. I know our topic today is also networking events, but if you're just an introvert that feels like you're having a hard time navigating the corporate world and you need help, then this is going to be great for you. So do join the waitlist. I am launching a brand new course called The Corporate Introvert coming out on March 1st. And if you join the waitlist, I do have lots of extra bonuses, discounts, and a bunch of other things that I would love to offer you as kind of like an early bird offering. So the way that you would join the waitlist is please go over to my profile. And once you're on my profile, click the introverted speaker. It should lead you to the waitlist. Join the waitlist, and I'll send you an email with a lot more information. Okay. You can also just go to www.theintrovertedspeaker.com and it will lead you to the same link. So again, it's for introverts. If you are looking to finally speak up more during meetings, get better at presentation, get better at impromptu speaking, then this is going to be for you. And we don't have a lot of time left, so make sure that you join as soon as possible. Take action today. All right, let's talk about networking events. How many of you like networking events? How many of you actually enjoy them? Because if you do, then wow, hats off to you. But for most people, and especially introverts, I feel like networking events are one of those things that is so dreadful. It's so difficult. And let me actually tell you about a story about my first networking event. So I started working at a company and my boss sent me to my first networking event. She didn't know it was my first networking event. She just said, "Oh, I have this networking event coming up for so-and-so industry. It would be great if you went." And I was like, "Okay, sure." Not knowing what I was about to get myself into. I was like, "Yeah, sure. Okay." So I went to this networking event. First of all, I didn't know I was going to go alone. For some reason, I thought my boss was going to come with me, but she didn't. So the day of, I found out that it was just going to be me. But anyways, I still went, trooper, right? I still went and I walked in. The lady, the hostess gave me my name card. She's like, "Oh, what's your name? What company are you from?" Gave me my name card. I was like, "Oh, great, thanks." I put it on. And then I kind of, walked around aimlessly, didn't know what on earth to do, what to say, how to introduce myself to people or anything like that. So I just stood at the back and then one of the hosts of the event started speaking. There was like a small little stage. He got up on there and he was just kind of welcoming everybody. And this was almost, I think, 20, 30 minutes in after everyone arrived. So I was in the back and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, how do I get out of here? How do I get out of here?" And I literally just snuck out through the back and left. I spoke to no one except the hostess that gave me my my name tag. So the next day when I went in to the office, my boss asked me, "Maria, how did the event go?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to get fired." And I had just started this job. It was still a brand new job. So I was like, "Great, I'm going to get fired." And I just told her because I was like, like, what am I going to do? Make something up? So I just told her and I was like, "Hey," so I went in And yeah, I was really nervous. And I left. I left early. I didn't know what to do. And she was like, wait, haven't you been to a networking event before? And I was like, no, it's my first one. Again, introvert. I don't speak up when I needed to. I should have said something at that time, like, hey, I don't know what to do, or, do you have any guidelines for me? Anything like that. So I was sure she was going to fire me, but she was actually a really good boss. And she told me, she almost laughed a little bit. She smirked and she was like, okay, no worries. I'll come to the next one with you and tell you what to do. I was like, oh my gosh, thank God. Not all of us get lucky like that, having bosses like that, but she was great. And honestly, she taught me so much about networking. So, what I want to focus on today is actually talking about the 10 ways to introduce yourself, because I think we all know how important introductions are. Yes, it might not be the end all be all, but the way that you introduce yourself does leave that lasting expression. And it's very hard to come back from a bad expression. Not impossible. You could still do it, but it's much harder. So why not just learn how to introduce yourself right from the get-go so that you don't have to worry about it later, and it's easier to maintain those conversations and just make these events very successful for yourself. So we're going to go over the list. I have a list of 10 things that I want to talk to you guys about that you should be doing. And then I also have some examples for you, because I think that would be a great way for you to kind of see it all play out and know what exactly it's going to sound like. So if you're ready to learn, I hope you have your pens and papers and you are going to write this down. And by the way, actually forget your pen and paper. Let's write it down online somewhere, maybe open up a notepad or Word or something, because then I want you to post your introduction in the chat box. I am going to go and review them. If I like some of them, I will let you know. So make sure you post it, and it's just practice for you. That's all it really is. So make sure that you write it down and you post it in the chat box once we're done. Okay. If you're ready, say okay. All right. I'm seeing a couple of you guys saying ready, ready, ready. Awesome. My dog is asleep too, so hopefully he won't interrupt us. So let's start. The first thing that you should be doing with your introduction, and I am going to state some obvious things too, because some of us, when we're nervous, we forget to do the most obvious things. And number one is to state your name and your profession. When you meet somebody, you have to tell them your name and you have to tell them your profession at networking events. Hi, my name is Maria. I am a corporate speaking coach in the online industry, online education industry. You have to be able to introduce yourself. And the thing is, I want you to practice it out loud a few times right now. Actually say these two things, your name and your profession, because the more you get comfortable with it, the more you get used to saying it, the easier it will be for you to say this in real life. So of course, number one, state your name, state your profession. First thing you need to do. Now, the second thing you need to do, and I hope you guys are writing this down, the second thing that you need to do is you need to give some sort of kind of like a brief background about yourself. So for example, I've been working in so-and-so industry for 5 years and I specialize in this area. Okay. And again, I'm going to give you guys examples, but you want to give a brief, very brief, quick background. You don't want to sit there with a whole list of everything that you've done in your life, just a quick background. What industry are you working in? How many years have you been in that industry? And then talk about your specialty as well. We all have some sort of specialty, because if I just say I'm a project manager at Facebook, do you know how many project managers there probably are at Facebook? How's that making me any unique? How is that other person supposed to remember me if I just introduce myself as a project manager at Facebook? Okay, so you have to get specific with your expertise. So you could be a project manager at Facebook that specializes in opening up new locations for the company. All right, now it's like, okay, you narrowed it down exactly. So be very specific. So again, number two, give a brief background. Let's move on to number three. Mention your company or affiliation. Okay, so I work for so and so company as, and then your job title. So we all have different job titles. Yours might be very specific. I've seen some companies get very kind of creative with job titles. If it's a very creative one, even better, because I feel like people will remember you. So I work for so and so company as job title, or I'm a member of so and so organization. Okay. And this is different from your industry and your field, because you have to really kind of hone in now again at the company that you work in, what your job title is. Okay. And don't worry, I know if it's a lot right now, I'm going to give you guys examples and then we're going to put it all together. Okay. But number one, again, state your name and profession, give a brief background, and mention your company or your affiliation that you're with. Okay. First three things. Number four. The next thing that you want to do is you want to somehow, and I'll tell you how exactly, but you want to really express kind of like your enthusiasm for the event. Okay. So you want to make it seem like, hey, I'm happy to be here. So for example, you could say, I'm really excited to be here today and learn more about this so-and-so event. The reason why you want to do that is people naturally gravitate towards enthusiastic, happy, charismatic people. So if you went in and you were like, oh yeah, I'm just here because my boss sent me, and I was like, you know what, I guess I should just check it out. Like if someone said that to me, I'd be like, okay, all right, bye. And you know what? I was the type of person that would say something like that. But the problem with that is, if I'm not showing any enthusiasm, if I'm not excited to be here, if I'm not excited to talk to you, why are you going to be excited to talk to me, right? So you don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I don't like that. Why did I even say that? I don't want to say that, but you just don't want to be a downer. I hate that there's a name associated with that. But anyways, you don't want to be a downer, okay? I get it if you're having a bad day or something. Maybe that's not the best day for you to be networking, because when you're networking, you do want to show up as your best self. You do want to come in with some enthusiasm, even if you don't like networking. And most of us don't. Most introverts don't like networking, but I think we all understand how important it is for career development and for us to just grow in general. So we are going to get put in these spots. I just want you to be ready when you're in there. Okay. So number 4, again, is express your enthusiasm for being there. All right. And it's as simple as just saying, I'm really excited to be here because this is my first networking event, or I'm really excited to be here because last time I attended this and the organizers put on a great event. Something simple, but you want to actually say, I am excited to be here, or I am very happy to be here. So you want to actually use those words, excited, happy, or very intrigued. You want to use those specific words. Okay. Number 5. So during your introduction, now, first of all, you're not going to have a lot of time, so you do have to keep all of this brief. Again, I will be giving you guys kind of like a full breakdown or examples of what it should sound like. So do stay tuned for that. So number 5 is that you're going to highlight your achievements. Okay. This doesn't mean, again, you're not going to pull out your resume. Please don't do that. And I've noticed that a lot of people do this, especially when I work with my clients and ask them, oh, hey, go ahead, introduce yourself. Most people, the first thing they'll do is, I went to this school, I got this, and then I did this. And it's like almost like a list of things. I did A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Like you just keep going. You don't want to do that. That is not something you want to do. Sorry, I'm sweating because it's like really hot today. But that's not what you want to do. You don't want to have a whole list. You want to highlight just a few key things. For example, I recently completed a project where I did X, Y, and Z, right? That's an achievement. That's a huge achievement. You completed something. And it doesn't have to be a whole certificate. It could be something small. Recently, I joined a new firm, or recently I was promoted, or recently I did get the certificate for XYZ. So highlight one achievement, and it should be a recent one. Try not to talk about something that happened 10 years ago, something very recent. So make sure it's a recent achievement. Okay, so we've covered 5 so far. And for those of you that are just joining, by the way, do say hello in the chat box. Let me know if you're an introvert or extrovert. If you're an introvert, I have opened up a wait list for you guys to join. I'm launching a course on March 1st. So coming up very, very soon, all my introverted friends, I'd love to invite you guys to it. If you are someone that wants to get better at public speaking, if you want to speak up more during meetings, get better presentations, be better at impromptu speaking, and learn how to network. And we get into a lot of detail with networking as well. If that is something you are interested in, do join the waitlist, because once you join the waitlist, you will have exclusive access to the course before anyone else. You are also going to get all of these bonuses that I will not be offering afterwards. And lastly, you will also be getting a huge, huge discount as being part of the waitlist. Okay, so all you have to do to join is go to my profile, go ahead and hit the link that says The Introverted Speaker, click on that. That should take you there. You can also go to www.theintrovertedspeaker.com. Okay, so far we've covered 5 ways to introduce yourself at a networking event, and I am going to give you guys specific examples so all of this comes together, so stay tuned till the very end. All right, we've covered 5. Let's go over all 5 quickly as well. So number 1, you're going to state your name and profession. Number 2, you're going to give a brief background. Number 3, you're going to mention your company or the affiliation that you're there for. Number 4, you're going to express your enthusiasm for the event. I know I'm going fast. I should slow down. It's a lot of information for you guys. So express your enthusiasm. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so excited to be here. And number 5, highlight one of your most recent achievements. Not a list. Please, you guys, stop giving lists. Nobody cares about the entire list. And during these networking events, time is of the essence. So you only have a certain amount of time to actually talk to people. So give just one example. Okay. And sorry, I'm sweating because it's a little hot today. I'm in California, so you guys understand. All right. So number 6 is to share some of your goals for attending. Like, why are you here? People want to know that. If you're at an event like that, like, okay, what are you doing here? What goal do you have? Do you want to network? Do you want to talk to people? Do you want to, like, what exactly are you looking for? So share your goal. I'm here today to network with other professionals and explore new opportunities for X, Y, and Z. If you're looking for a job, maybe let people know that. And it's okay to do that. Be very clear about why you're here, because it's going to make you it makes you stand out, because now people are there for so many different reasons, right? So people will remember you more if you give them these specific examples. So let them know. Again, number 6, share your goals for why exactly you are there. Okay. And again, these are things that I've learned from, if you are just joining, then I kind of told the story of my first networking event and how it was just a disaster, but my boss went with me to the next one and she showed me how to do it. I feel like this one, sharing your goal, just makes it more conversational style. Your goal of why you're here just makes it more conversational, and it becomes a lot easier to communicate back and forth with people. Then number 7 is to ask questions. Even during your introduction, as soon as you're done talking about these things, ask the other person these questions too. Hey, by the way, what firm are you from? Or what company do you work for? Or what brings you to this event? You want to ask these questions. Or have you ever attended this event before? Or what are you looking forward to during this event? So ask those questions, because people want to talk as well. So it's very easy for us introverts, especially. It's kind of like a life hack. If you don't want to speak, ask questions, let the other person do some of the talking. Don't let them do all of the talking, but do give them that chance. And you can do that by, again, asking them a question, especially if it's about the event. It will make it even better. Then number 8, and this is very psychological, but I want you guys to start doing this. And I want you to become very comfortable and apply this at any time that you can. And this is to offer a compliment. So when you're meeting people, right? And when you're first introducing yourself to someone, it's a great idea to compliment them on something that you like. It has to be genuine though. Please keep that in mind. Don't just look for something or try to make up something. Be very genuine about what you're saying. For example, if someone gives you their business card, you could say, wow, these are really nice business cards. I've never seen a design like that before. If you like the business card. If you don't, just don't say anything. Or let's say that person's just wearing a really nice shirt. It's a great color. Where did you get your shirt from? Right? That's a compliment. Or let's say, for example, the other person is wearing really nice shoes. That's something you can compliment. You do have to kind of keep it very professional. Remember, it's a networking event. So you don't want to step any lines, right? Or cross any lines or break any boundaries. So you do want to keep it very kind of just surface level when it comes to those compliments. You can even say something like, oh, I saw you on so-and-so event last time as a speaker. You did great. I love that you did this. That's a compliment. So depending on who you're speaking to, find and offer a compliment. Okay. All right. That was 8. Number 9. A little bit more now. We're getting more into the psychological stuff. So number 9, and by the way, if you're just joining, I am going to give you guys kind of examples. I have them written down here. Let me pull them up. So we'll go over actual examples so that you guys can see what all of this is going to sound like when you put it together. Okay. Number 9, share a common interest. People bond over interests, and people bond over things that they have in common with other people. So for example, things that are very popular and very common is number 1, kids. A lot of people have kids. Talk about your kids. Ask them about their kids. People love talking about their kids, and why wouldn't they? Kids are adorable and they do the most amazing things. So talk about kids. People really enjoy that. Talk about kids, talk about your own kids if you have them. If you don't have kids, maybe talk about pets. I have a dog, and anytime somebody asks me about my dog, like that's, oh my gosh, I can go on for an hour, but that's a common interest. Many people have pets. Talk about pets. What kind of pet do you have? Oh, do you have any pets? What kind of pet do you have? Oh, you have a cat. I had a cat when I was younger. It was this, it was that. I still miss my cat till this day, right? Something like that. Find that common interest that you and the other person can kind of bond over. Okay. Another one is, I'm trying to think about what other people could talk about. So for example, sports teams. People love talking about those. People bond over sports teams. People can bond over even things like AI. Some people love AI and how the future is going to be. Some people prefer history, right? So ask these questions and you'll find out a little bit more about the person, but find that commonality. All right. Number 10, use some humor. I know it's a networking event, and I think some people think, hey, it's a networking event. I have to be super serious. I have my tie on, my best suit, and I have to be super professional. I don't think that's the case anymore. I think it was like that maybe 10, 15 years ago, but things have changed a lot. Even in the corporate world, it's a little bit more relaxed. People dress a little bit more casual. Conversations are more casual. And I think it's a great thing because it's a great way to connect with other people this way. You connect with other human beings, right? If we all sound like robots, how are we going to build that connection with someone else? So avoid sounding like a robot, avoid sounding so scripted, and actually use some humor, especially if you're a funny person. So something simple could be like, hey, I promise you I won't bore you with my entire resume, but I do want to introduce myself. Hi, my name is Maria Malik, and I'm a corporate speaking coach, right? Something simple. Very simple like that. Or let's say you see someone is holding on to maybe like a laptop or something. Oh, I had that laptop and this happened. And hey, by the way, my name is Maria. And then you introduce yourself. Okay. Like add in a little bit of that lightness. Keep it lighthearted. It doesn't have to be so serious, especially in the beginning when you're introducing yourself. Keep it a little bit more lighthearted. Okay. All right, so those were 10 examples. And if you're joining me again, let's go over them quickly. By the way, if you're just joining me, first of all, let me know if you're an introvert, an extrovert, because I do want to know who you are. Let's go over the 10 quickly, and then I'm going to go and give you guys some examples of what this can sound like in action. Okay, so number 1, again, it is state your name and profession. Number 2, you want to give a brief background about who you are and what exactly you do. Number 3, I forgot what number we were on. Number 3, Mention your company or affiliate. Who are you representing? Are you a business owner? Are you representing yourself? Are you there for a company? Who are you representing in this networking event? Number 4, express some enthusiasm about being at this event. I'm really excited to be here because I always get to meet amazing people when I'm at this networking event. Even if you don't believe it, I still want you guys to show some enthusiasm, because if you say it out loud, your mind, your body, everything follows, and you will start to feel a little bit more excited to be there. Number 5, highlight one of your most recent achievements. Do not give lists, you guys. Do not give an entire list on everything that you've achieved in your life. I'm sorry to say, nobody cares. Okay, I know that's mean, but it's a networking event. There's only a certain amount of time. Time is of the essence. So make sure you just list one of the most common achievements. Okay, do not give a whole list. It gets too boring for your audience to listen to. Number 6, share your goals for attending. Why are you here? Why are you attending this event today? There's a reason why. Let people know what that is. And then number 7, ask some sort of question. Hey, what brought you here today? 8, offer some sort of compliment. Hey, that's a really nice shirt. Where did you get it from? Especially if it's like, if you're a girl and you're talking to another girl, you know, girls typically like these type of things. So you can mention that. If you're a guy and you see another, you know, gentleman, you can always ask different types of questions. Hey, I love your laptop bag, or something that, or shoes. I feel like guys are really into shoes. I mean, girls are too, but I'm sorry, I'm trying to think about what men would like to. But these are some things that you can talk about. So, or you can compliment on. Just make sure it's genuine. That's really the key. It could be something so small and simple, but as long as it's genuine, don't give a compliment if you don't think it's, if you don't like it, because people can tell. Then, of course, we have number 9, share some sort of common interest, or at least try to find some sort of common interest. People love talking about their kids. People love talking about their pets. People love talking about movies, TV shows. People love talking about social media. AI is a huge topic nowadays. People love talking about these things. Find a common interest, especially depending on what event you're at. If you're a doctor and you're at a medical event, right? If you've bumped into another cardiologist, hey, I'm a cardiologist too. There's that bonding thing between you guys. You have something in common. Lastly, number 10, use a little bit of humor. It's not that serious. You don't have to show up as a different version of yourself. The best way to connect with other people, especially at networking events, is to be yourself. Okay, so I promised you guys that I had some examples. So let me pull those up. I wrote them down here for you. So let's put these into context so you understand what that would sound like. Here's one example of a marketing consultant. So hi, my name is Maria Malik. I am a marketing consultant specializing in digital marketing for small businesses. I've been working in the field for over 5 years, and I have experience with social media marketing, email campaigns, and website optimization. I'm excited to be here today and learn more about how I can help my clients grow their business. What brings you to this event? Smile, don't forget to smile. People love smiles and they're contagious. So that's one example. Let me give you guys another example. And I want you to listen and kind of pinpoint which of these things that you hear. The list of 10 that I gave you guys, which one of those do you hear? You don't have to use all 10 each time, but I'm giving you guys 10 so you have ample amount of examples of what you can use. Let me give you another one. Let's say I'm a software engineer. I wish. If you know anything about me, math, no, it does not work at all. But let's say if I was a software engineer. Hello, my name's Maria Malik. I'm a software engineer, and I've been working in the tech industry for 10 years. I specialize in developing mobile applications, and I have worked on several successful projects for both startups and large corporations. I'm here today to network with other professionals in the industry and learn more about the latest trends in mobile development. What kind of projects are you working on? Okay, so again, which ones of those do you hear? I obviously introduced myself, told them what my profession is. I told them exactly what I specialize in, developing mobile applications, right? That's unique. You're going to be remembered for your uniqueness. And I even asked a question, what kind of projects are you working on? I'm here because I want to learn about the latest trends. So I've just in this little section alone, I used maybe 6 or 7 of the 10 that I gave you, the list of 10. Let me give you one more. of maybe, let's say, like a freelance writer. Hey there, my name is Sarah Lee. I'm a freelance writer with a focus on healthcare and wellness. I have experience writing for a variety of publications, including online blogs and print magazines. I'm interested in connecting with other writers and editors to expand my network and explore new opportunities. What brings you to this event? Okay, so again, very simple format, very easy to do. And you guys promised me that, I know you didn't promise, I asked you, but I'm hoping you guys do this, is go ahead and give me your introduction in the chat here. So you guys know what to do. I've given you so many examples, 10 examples. I'll say them for you one more time, and I want you to think, if you haven't written it down yet, go ahead and write it down. It's literally 5-6 sentences max, and post it in the chat. Let me see it. Practice your introductions. The more you practice, and if you practice the right way, the better. So again, 10 ways to introduce yourself at a networking event. Number 1, state your name and profession. Number 2, give a brief background. Number 3, mention your company or affiliate. Number 4, express your enthusiasm. Or number 5, highlight your achievements. Again, you don't have to do all 10. Give me at least 5 of these. Highlight your achievements. Number 6, share your goals for attending. Number 7, ask a question. Number 8, offer some sort of compliment. Number 9, share a common interest. And lastly, number 10, use some humor or just be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else, because people can see that. Okay, so go ahead, post your introductions, practice them right now. I'm going to look through them and give you guys some feedback if I can. If I like a few, I'll even try to like pin that comment. I don't know, can you pin a comment on live? Maybe not, but I will at least try to give you guys some feedback. Okay. So thank you so much, you guys, for this live. I know it was really long. Unfortunately, anytime there's 10 things, it just becomes really long, but I hope you learned something today. And lastly, again, if you're an introvert, before I let you go, hold on. If you're an introvert, do not forget, take action. I've been talking a lot about taking action recently. If you're an introvert and you are finally ready to excel in the workplace this year, get better at communication, speak more during those meetings, network better, if you're ready to do something about it, then I am launching a course on March 1st called The Introverted Speaker. Join the waitlist. And you want to join this waitlist because it's going to give you a lot of extra perks. For example, I'm adding in impromptu sessions. I know everybody loves those, and they're not going to be available for everybody after. So you're going to get access to a whole bunch of bonuses, including impromptu sessions. You're also going to get live feedback from me during those calls. You're also going to have a huge discount if you're on the wait list. Again, you have to be on the wait list. You can join the wait list by going to my profile, hit the link right under it, says The Introverted Speaker, or you can just go to www.theintrovertedspeaker.com and join the waitlist. Again, it's early bird access, lots of extra bonuses, and a lot more things that I'm going to announce soon. So you want to take advantage of this. All right, you guys, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for listening and interacting with me. I really appreciate you guys. I'm very, very thankful again for this platform and all of the support and the love that you guys give me. I really, really appreciate it. Take care. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.